John. Say hi, John.
Hi.
I convinced John to come in on the chat because he was cracking me up. And I said, you know what? I want you to talk to us.
Yeah.
Can you guys let us know if you hear us? Hi, Rosemary. How are you? Hi, Amy. Please. Hi, Carmen. Please let us know if you hear us. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Susie, say hello.
Hi.
John, say hello.
Hi.
Perfect. Hi, Carrie. Can you guys hear us? We're using a new mechanism. Hi, Denise. How are you? Yes, perfect. Okay, guys. Coming around the table, she goes. I'm going to get some exercise in today. Hi, welcome to Caker's Chat. I'm Juliet Galea. How are you? And we have the wonderful Susie here. Okay, and this guy. He cracks me up. I feel like he's my cousin. He's like my baker. My friend, my best friend now.
Yes, he will be.
John. Susie, can you tell them where we are?
We are in La Torre Bakery in Howard Beach, New York.
Howard Beach. She dragged me out to Howard Beach. I'm like, isn't that like near JFK? Like, do people live there? People live here. And they buy cakes, right, John?
Thank God they do, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Susie was telling me that your beautiful, what do you call it, bakery, patisserie, the way you call it?
Pasticceria means bakery.
Oh, say that
Pastry
again.
shop. Pasticceria.
Yeah, what you said. You guys were affected by Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah. Wind up closing for over 40 days.
Wow.
Right before our biggest holiday season.
Wow. And how did that affect you over the years? Like, how long did it take you to come back on top?
Debt-free took about almost 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because the government don't help the businesses. FEMA just gave us a pat on the back and said, good luck.
Wow.
So I had to focus on my house first and then the business.
Because you were affected from the home.
Yeah.
And
I live
the
around the
bakery.
corner.
Wow. Wow. Now, you guys don't, we're actually in the kitchen right now. Sorry, I'm like kind of scooping here. We're in the kitchen right now, and me and Susie kind of went buck wild in here because it's filled with refrigerators and ovens and like ovens that I can fit in with Susie if I want.
Yeah.
Even John, like the three of us can dance in there.
Definitely all three of us can fit in that.
We're going to try that later.
Okay.
Well, with it off.
Of course.
Yeah. We don't want no toasty buns. And the smell in here is insane. I could smell it from outside. I had to wait for Susie, like maybe, I don't know, a few minutes. And I was just dying to go inside and try everything. His cases are full. I'm going to take pictures and I'm going to show you. Thank you so much, you guys, for the hearts. There is cheesecake in here. There's your regular Italian cookies, like old school, like the real ones, like not the ones that you buy at, you know the store, the big one.
Yeah, we'll X those out.
You know, the one with the long lines, and on Sunday the whole family goes, and like you can't go. I'm talking like this is for real. The cannoli cream, he just told me it's gluten-free, so I'm gonna take a ton home.
That's my favorite.
I am super excited. John, tell me, who are your clients? Like, it seems like old school Italian bakeries, like, are dying.
It almost is dying, because now what we live for is the neighborhood. Because when we first started off, like I said, you know, my dad used to cater to all those other restaurants and all the halls, and they used to go outside to get the wedding cakes.
So you relied on the venue.
Yes, then and also the neighborhood. Now it's only neighborhood. Because
And why
now
not the venues?
Because they're all making in-house cakes, and they're now allowing us little bakeries to come back in.
Interesting. So they're taking that part of the industry, making it in-house, saving money for themselves or increasing their profit margin. And then you, the local business, can't have that business because they're making it in-house and they're not allowing outside food. Are the cookies the same that they're serving? Not even close.
No.
You know it.
No, right.
Not even close.
No.
Right away you think commercial, and after you get a commercial product.
Yeah. You've been at weddings before and you're like, oh, your eyes are like, oh my God, just like when I was a kid, you taste it and you're like, oh my God, how old is this cookie?
I think that today, that's definitely the venues what they rely on. They looks, they see it, because they're going to go grab it, but then once they taste it.
I mean, I'll eat cardboard if it has sprinkles on it, right?
We'll try it, we'll all try it, we'll all take a bite of it. We'll all try it, come on, we're all going to try it.
You're absolutely
And then
correct.
we'll criticize it afterwards.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. No, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into what he's got in here. Holidays, is it bananas in here?
Banana. Very busy, thank God.
Very busy.
And
Thank God.
pre-order.
You have to, oh, the pre-order.
You don't have to, but I let all the customers save time that if you do pre-order, you don't have to wait online. We have a separate line just for the pre-order.
Tell them.
Yes, absolutely. If you pre-order and pay for it, this way when you come in, you show the ticket, we have a separate line just for pickups.
Where
You
are
come
you?
in and
Where
go
do
out.
we do this? Where do you?
Call me up, 718-843-2306.
You got it?
Call up, and if you give us enough time where you're able to come in and you pay for it, and you just, that's it, you come in on the actual day of the holiday. Because some people don't like to come the day before no more, then they think the pastries are old, I don't want to get there the day before, but they don't want to come the day of because they think the line is at the door.
Right.
Which it is, thank God,
Yes.
the line's around the corner.
Right.
But if you do order it and it's already pre-ordered and paid for, you skip that whole line, come in, pay, and down.
Do you deliver?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, how far?
Usually only in the neighborhood. I do that. I do that on my ride on my way home. I don't charge it or do anything. I just do it as a courtesy for the neighborhood. There's many older people
Aw,
and
that's
older women,
sweet.
and they call. Yeah, everybody loves it. Everybody calls John. I need that.
I'm gonna
Hey,
start calling
you know,
John.
I need a pumpkin pie for my party for tomorrow. No problem. I'll bring it over.
We
I
got
tell them what time. You know,
Family, you're a
That's
family.
it.
Yeah, you're a family.
I rely on them, so I hope that they rely on me.
John. I love you. He's so awesome.
Yes.
Guys, can you show some hearts for John? Seriously.
Yes.
I don't see any hearts for John. He's awesome. He's delivering old people pies in the middle of the night. That's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah. How long have you been baking?
This April that just passed was 30 years. We
Wow.
celebrated our 30 year anniversary. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how did you get into baking?
My dad was taught how to be a master baker in Italy. We came here in 1981. He worked for a few years here and there in a couple of bakeries until he finally opened up, saved up enough money. And we opened up here in April of 1986.
Wow, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once the 20-year mark hit, he started shaking the keys and said, John, you ready to buy?
Aw.
We're Italian. Nobody gives nothing for nobody today. You ready to buy? I said, yes, Dad, I'm ready to buy.
Awesome.
I had a co-op, and I actually sold my co-op just to give him, so I could give him the money for a down payment. Yeah. And that's
You were
it. It's been 10
motivated.
years.
You were motivated and you were ready to commit.
Because I knew what my father's recipes, I knew what kind of life it would give me. I mean, yes, you know how it is, we sacrifice holidays with the families and stuff like that, but it's given me a great life, and it's nice, we live comfortable.
Okay,
It's a nice life.
You can depend on an income.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes, thank God.
Dependable.
Yes.
Fantastic. And how did your dad come up with the name of the bakery?
Pasticceria means pastry shop,
Okay.
and La Torre is the name of the town where he was taught how to become a master baker.
Isn't that brilliant?
So,
Very sweet.
as
very
what do you call it, homage, or however
Yeah,
you say,
homage, yeah.
homage to
Yeah.
where he was learned, he figured that's what he would name the
beautiful.
bakery.
I love that.
You know?
So we're here in John's place, or Dad, well, it's your place now, right? It's not Dad's place.
It's always be Dad's place.
It's true.
I still keep his name on my boxes. It's Dad's place, no matter what.
Otherwise, he'd come over here and let you know about yourself.
Woo! He still comes in, he does his 20-point check. He's like, I don't like that, I don't like that. Sorry, Pop. And I rely on that. Of course, it still keeps our relationship going.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Do you ever still go back to him for advice?
He still comes and works, and he has to
He
come here
works.
for the holidays.
Oh, neat.
My dad is a machine. If
So
I could
what-
just become half the man my dad is, I'll live
I
here for the
love
rest
that.
of the 40 years.
I
My
love
father's a
that.
machine. What he could do, we can't do. All of us. So he still comes on the holidays. He comes for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Whether you like it or not.
That's it.
And you need him, really.
I really do need him. I always need him. But his hand
Fantastic.
work for us, yeah, always need him.
John, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And we're
you for
here-
letting me be part of this.
Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
yes.
I knew it,
I
right?
had to like him. I had to.
I
I
know.
knew he was the perfect fit for today's topic and to give us motivation and that, push to, if we want something, we can definitely do it and just hustle and keep at it.
Especially you. With your talent, you'll have no trouble getting a place of your own one day.
Oh, absolutely. John, I have one more question for you, and I see customers out there waiting for you. So, if you weren't a baker, and this is not where you were working, where would you be doing?
No clue.
No
I've
clue.
had so many jobs, dead-end jobs, and say to myself, why am I going busting my butt for somebody else Meanwhile, I could just go work for my dad, and hopefully I could, he could teach me what it is, and then work for myself one day.
That is-
Sure enough, that's what happened.
That is great advice.
I
Say
was
that
just-
one more time. Why
I
bust
was-
your butt for somebody else?
Why bust it for? I was busting my hump for somebody else, making them rich, and I said to myself, my dad needs me. He's got his own business. He's been thriving. Let's go learn.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Susie?
That's beautiful.
I think I'm gonna get that tattooed, or at least on a T-shirt, something like
Just
that.
make it shorter.
Susie, you're gonna give us a lot of good advice, right?
Yes.
You're gonna take us from the time the client calls you and asks for that really cheap cake,
Yeah.
and how to handle that, right?
Yes, I will.
To the point of when we deliver the cake and say, au revoir, take care.
Yep.
See you later. Don't want to be in.
Well,
Maybe not like
we'll
that.
talk about the ending. I have some things that I do personally that contributes to the customer service.
Okay. Now, are you a lawyer? I'm not a lawyer. Are you a lawyer?
No, ma'am.
No, so we're not giving out any legal advice. We don't know any of the laws, anything like that. So if we tell you to maybe perhaps, maybe you should put this in your contract, definitely seek the advice of a legal
Exactly.
aid or something
Yes,
like that,
yes.
right? Because we're not.
Right.
Lawyers.
And what I want to share with everyone is what works for me and how
You
I've
don't-
been doing my thing.
You don't have to do it
No.
Susie's way,
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
right?
You find your own way. You know, that's what I teach, and I always say to all my students, everything that I'm going to show you is what I do, how I, what works for me. And if you're able to take that technique, great. But if you're able to take that technique and go further and find your own way, that's even better. That's the goal, is to find what works for you. It's not something that could work for me, may not work for you.
This sounds like you give everybody a nice foundation.
Yes, 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 exactly.
How do they contact you, A? And how would you rather them contact you?
Right. Well, in my experience, I get business different ways. I get text messages, I get emails, I get phone calls, I get DMs from my social media like Instagram, Facebook. So there's so many different ways people can reach you.
And you respond to those people?
Yes, I do. I would say a good 80% text me or they email me.
Okay, so you're okay with text?
I am. And the reason why is because people, that's just so fast to do, number one. Number two, there's a paper trail. You can always go back and see what they say, so I prefer that way. Or an email. I also can receive quotes, requests through my website. I have a website where they're able to put all the information down, their name, number, the venue, how many servings they're looking for, any pictures of inspiration, and I get the inquiry and I respond back.
Guys out there, we're not ignoring you. It's just that we're on the phone, and there's a lot of information that I want to get out of Susie before we let her go. I want you guys to let me know, how do you get your information? How do your clients contact you? Do they text you? Do they email you? Do they PM you? Do they send out a smoke signal? Do they hit you in the head with a rock? What are they doing? How are they getting?
I don't accept smoke signals.
No smoke signals, right?
No, not for me.
You don't need secondhand smoke anyway, right?
No, I had enough.
The
for my
rock
parents.
is okay though. The rock, if they throw
Once
rock.
in a while.
Okay. So let me know how they contact you and what's acceptable to you. Jacqueline allows text, call, or email by Denise. Go Susie.
Yay!
It's hard to hear, is it? Has it been hard to hear the whole time?
We're a little closer now to the microphone.
We're probably closer to the mic now. I hope you guys heard us and John.
I know.
I'm sure they heard John. I'm sure they heard John from Italy. Okay, we're just gonna put it like that.
Okay,
Is that
that's
okay?
perfect. Yeah,
The
that's
buzzing makes it hard to hear. Okay, you guys. There's buzzing from the either compressor. I'm gonna act like I know what I'm talking about. Of their,
Compressor from the refrigerator.
see, the compressor from the refrigerator, and this refrigerator is huge.
Yeah,
My
it's
whole
quite
family could
massive.
fit in there.
Oh
With,
my God! You know how many wedding cakes or cakes we could put in there?
I can't even imagine.
At least-
my little cakes would get lost in there.
At least 22 tiers.
Wow.
I could envision.
I'm gonna show you guys pictures. I mean, like right now, like that's why we were late. I just got so excited and lost in all the gadgets in here. They're not gadgets. I mean, they're machinery. But anyways, back on track. We're talking about invoices and stuff, right?
Yes.
So I can hear you better now. Fantastic.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
so we got DMs, calls, texts. Okay, I'm gonna just put in my 2 cents.
Okay.
If somebody PMs me on Facebook or any of the other places, I send them back to my email.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you
And
so
that's
much.
totally fine because those
I know
are
it's
your
in one place.
protocols.
It's
you
my
know?
central place.
Yes, absolutely.
Otherwise, I
absolutely.
go bananas.
Actually, when I do get any DMs or Instagram DMs or Facebook, I do tell them, can you please, this is my number, text me better.
So you have a central place.
yeah,
So
I
it's
do.
either,
Yeah.
either email or text is your
Yes,
central
I
place.
prefer
Okay.
emails and texts. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Carmen, text, DMs. Okay, I prefer email, but I get a lot of messages on my business page.
Okay.
I wish I could turn that stuff off. The Facebook Messenger and PMs. I find it agitating and annoying.
Really? I don't get a lot on Facebook. I do get a lot on Instagram.
You do.
A
Well,
lot
hey,
on
you know what?
Instagram.
Whatever works,
Yeah.
right? Because you're getting customers. or
And
you're getting...
I post all my pictures there, and since it's so visual, people are like, oh, let me just DM her. And,
Especially your cakes are very visual.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so, my love,
Yes.
somebody contacts you and
Yes.
says, okay, I want a 9-tier cake for 20 people. What do you say? Oh, don't laugh. You know it happens
it's
all the
very
time.
serious. It's not about,
It happens all the
well,
time.
I think the most important thing is, I greet them very professionally. I'm very professional. You have to stay professional at all times, no matter if it's your cousin ordering a cake,
Yep.
a new customer, one of your VIP customers. I have many VIP customers that just continue on ordering from me. And you just have to keep professional and be honest with them, It's just a
Educate
cake
them.
that they want. You have to educate them because
That's
they don't know, they don't know everything. I don't know everything, and I'm still learning. But, the first thing, I would see
The compressors.
I'm
John's
gonna talk
making that
louder,
face.
I'm gonna talk louder. So if a customer comes to me, sends me like a picture of a 4-tier cake and say, oh, I need this for 20 people, I will speak to them and say, I understand you only have 20 people, but unfortunately, my minimum for a 4-tier cake is, I give them the number or whatever. I can't think of it. It's probably like 100 people, right?
Right.
And, then they're like, okay, so what could you do for me? If they don't ask, they're like, oh, thank you. I said, no, I can help you along, I can help you along with, deciding how many tiers. If you want something, 2 tiers that look really nice, the minimum will be 35. It's not a huge amount of extra cake, but you don't want to order a cake, of 4 tiers when it's only 20 people.
Right.
So you have to
educate them. They'll come out with those magazine covers. We've all had them.
Oh yeah.
We only have 7 people.
Well, also you have to have your own regulations, your own policies. Minimums are essential.
Do you have a minimum?
Yes.
Okay.
20 people.
How many people out there have a minimum? And if I can ask, should I ask them or that's not a cool idea? Let's just ask if you guys have a minimum.
Just say yes or no.
Yeah, yes or no?
Yeah.
Minimum, yes. If not, good luck to you. But in this day and age, it actually depends where you are. And also depends how much business you're getting.
Yeah, that's true.
If
That's
you're
so true.
baking 10 cakes a year, you have no business having a minimum, really. But at the same token, if you don't think a certain amount of cake is worth you doing whatever you have to do to get
Right,
there, for
right.
example, if you're a person who has to go rent out a space and your space costs
Yes.
X amount of money,
Exactly,
you definitely should have a minimum, right?
Exactly. And personally,
We're having yeses all over the place.
see,
Good
it's
girls,
good, it's
good
good,
boys.
right. And the reason why I have minimums is because number one, it's tough to decorate a 6-inch cake.
Harder.
And they want all this detail, and you want to make your client happy. So, but at the end, your expenses and the decorating the board and buying all the supplies and everything, you end up making $25. And
Right.
is that going to really feed your family, especially when this is your full-time job? So
Right.
that's my business reasoning
Okay.
for minimum.
And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but icing a 4-inch is a nightmare for me.
They're so tough to ice.
I'd rather ice a 12-inch if I have
Yes,
to.
the
But
bigger
a
the
4-inch, my God, I mean, by the time I chased it around, I think I lost a calorie. I lost the tears for sure. I'm crying, and I'm done. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's not worth it, right? Sometimes.
It depends on the baker. It really depends on
So
your
you really
preference.
have to take that knowledge
Yes.
and apply it to yourself.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
be professional, be courteous, educate your customer.
Yes, yes. And also, at the time of the quote, there's questions that you must ask them. My number one answer, number one question, because they'll text me, they'll send pictures, they'll write a whole paragraph, which is very, very informational, and you need that.
Right.
So my thing is, what's the date? For bakers that are so busy, they get booked really quick, ask John. And, I don't want to have them waste typing so much, sending pictures when I'm already booked. And it really hurts me to say, I'm sorry, I'm booked. Are you willing to, I have another baker friend that is able to help you. Let me check with her. Half the time they say, it's okay for me. The other half time they're like, okay, yeah, I'll try her. Because I know, I see your cakes. You have to refer someone, as equally as good.
Right.
I'm not going to refer her to someone that I think,
Right.
I know, I need to know they could do the job.
Right. Referrals is a different subject.
Yes,
touching,
it is.
Just to touch on
Yeah.
it quickly, you definitely, when you refer somebody, you should know their work.
Yes,
You
definitely.
should have perhaps tasted their work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or you mentioned that to your client. Say, hey, I've seen their work. It looks impeccable. I have never tasted it.
Right. You have to be
Okay.
honest about that.
Okay,
Yes,
I mean, I've had
very
plenty of
honest.
people refer them to me, but I bake with organic ingredients, so things are just a little bit different.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so if that's up your alley, come my way. If not, keep it moving
Exactly.
because there's plenty of shops.
Oh yeah, there's
To
so
go
many
to.
of us,
Okay, so moving on, referrals. If you can't accommodate their date,
Right.
let's say you can accommodate their date. What's
So then it's important for you to ask, how many servings are you looking to feed? A lot of people say, I have 100 guests. Okay. This is my price. They send me pictures of inspiration or they give me a theme, and I immediately, I'm pretty quick at quoting because I already know the style. When you talk to the client, you get a feel of the style, the complexity, what they're really looking for. I could kind of get that vibe. So if they want something nice and simple,
And that's only through email?
well, through email, usually they send me pictures.
Okay, so that's where you get
If
your
they
vibe?
don't, then I ask for pictures,
Okay.
and I will advise them, I would say, well, this is my average price for my cakes, depending on the complexity of the designs, etc. And, show me some, pictures of inspiration. If you don't have any, I'll be happy to send you some. That way we can have that discussion. So that I do with the emails. But for DMs and text messages, since, they're right there waiting for you to reply, they want that reply, fairly quickly. And, I try and respond as quick as I can. Sometimes I'm a little busy, but,
Do you have days off where you don't respond?
I try not to respond on Mondays, but if it's like a special client or, a friend of mine, I'll just do a little quickly. Okay, no problem, I got you. So, and then,
Or even just a, hey, I'm busy right now with the kids, or
yeah.
I'm living my life.
I've done that on Friday nights. Sometimes people text me on Friday nights and Saturdays, and don't bother me. That's when we're most busy. So I'll send a message. I'll get back to you. I'm working on my cakes. If you don't mind, I'll call you. If I know them, or if I don't, I'll be happy. To call you at a certain time. Let me know a good time frame. And we go on
There just to keep, I'm a mainstream person, I have a business background, so I try to keep everything mainstream. Just A, for sanity, and B, you should have set hours.
Yes.
You should
Like I
have
have my
set
set hours 10 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Those are my set hours.
You definitely should have set hours, you shouldn't have to respond
And
to people.
display it everywhere. Like if you have Instagram, Facebook, make sure you display it somewhere.
Good point.
And on your website if you have a website.
Fantastic point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I might be jumping up ahead over here.
That's okay. Well, let me just continue on. We need the date.
Mhm.
We need the number of servings, the venue address. If you're going to be making the delivery, you have to question, is this a delivery or is this a pickup? If it's a 3-tier and up, I usually don't allow pickups. I like to deliver. So if they request a 3-tier cake, I immediately say it's going to be, with delivery. I find out the address so I can at least quote them my delivery fee. As well as any themes that the customer will like, and any pictures of inspiration.
Okay, my question is about delivery. We're not going to ask you how much you charge, but how do you calculate that?
I take cabs, so I live in cabs. So
A lot of us take
Yeah.
cabs. How many of you guys take cabs? I mean, we are in New York City, so
Yeah.
how many people take cabs for deliveries? And how many people drive?
But if you drive or you take cabs, you have to charge for gas and your time. So I have a few connections with the local cab companies,
Well, you've got a lot of connections.
and basically they give me the rate. When you charge, it should be about this much per mile. So I kind of calculate it. If I'm going to the Bronx or the city, they charge an arm and a leg. I'm not gonna lie, but I can't find myself charging them a ridiculous amount, especially they're adding, making a big cake, like ordering a big cake. So I'm like, okay, $50 for the city. I know I'm gonna spend a little more. I don't mind eating it up a little bit. If it's a nice order, if the client's nice to me, I want
That's
to.
where you have wiggle room.
Yeah, exactly. We have to put policies and protocols and enforce them, but you always have to give yourself a little wiggle room. You're right.
Okay. So do you usually charge for round trips or just...
Yes,
Do you
I
walk
do.
back home?
I do. No, I do. So and most clients have no problem.
Jacqueline, you make Vin do it. Okay, how many of you make your significant others deliver? How many of you are almost done with your cakes, box them up, and you're like, done, you clean up, everything's cool, and you have your significant others do delivery? I deliver in a mini coupe. People don't believe me.
I love mini coupes. They're so cute, and you have the space at the back for at least two cakes.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get there. Denise had a really good story. If I can shout you out, Denise. I mean, you did post it publicly, so I'm going to just put it out there because I'm so proud of her. Last weekend, apparently, there was a lot of traffic on the highway. I'm totally segueing here. But there was a lot of traffic on the highway. She was trying to get into the city. There was no way for her to get into the city. What did she do?
Oh, I saw. She got out the cab and took
Out of her car, I believe.
I think she was in her car.
I believe. Were you in your car or in the cab? Does it make a difference? She was in a car.
I thought it was a
Anyway,
cab.
she was in a vehicle. She parked somewhere, what have you, jumped onto the train,
Yep.
and
And
got
made the
her,
delivery. I think she was only 5 minutes late or 5 minutes till the delivery. She made
whatever
on
it
time.
was, but she maneuvered and she MacGyvered the delivery. She did whatever she had to do to get there, and that's what I call commitment, and I'm so proud of you. I mean, I
Yes.
love that. That's a great, so she was in her car,
Oh, wow.
because they're running on a little bit of a delay here.
Awesome.
Before you move on,
Yes,
you have an awesome giveaway for everybody, right?
I do.
But I don't think I saw a lot of people on the Twitter, right?
I didn't really see a lot.
Yeah. Personally, I don't. This is the whole social media thing. After talking to Marcella, and she gave us so many tips. Again, we have to learn from people and then try to apply it to our
And make
industry.
it work for us.
Twitter. Maybe I'm just too old.
When I post on my Instagram, it directly goes to Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, but do
so
you
I don't
actually
have to worry about it.
do
But
you
I
even
don't
look at
go
it?
in there. No.
Instagram, okay, because you see pictures, right?
Yeah. And Twitter, if someone likes me or follows me, I'll get a notification, but I don't get many of them.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
For the prize, for the giveaway, you have to share this broadcast. We're gonna double check, so make sure you share this broadcast
On
right now
Facebook. Yes.
on Facebook.
Yes. Make it
Repost
easier.
it, share it, and that's where we're gonna check to see to win this wonderful, wonderful giveaway. Do you want to tell them now or later?
I'll tell them now.
Yeah? Oh, Susie! See, I told you, I love Susie. She's just like so giving, so generous. And
Aw,
then we're gonna go through the rest of it.
Yes. Getting to like the invoice details.
Okay, perfect. Well, probably not the invoice details as much as like just continuing on from where we left off.
Okay.
Okay?
Not problem.
So go ahead, Susie. What are you gonna give these folks?
So-
wait. What do you have to do again to win? You have to
Share the broadcast on
Yes.
Facebook and like
Yeah, and like our
Like
pages.
Sweet Creations by
If you don't
Susie
like our
and
pages,
Paper
we are not
Shop.
gonna like
Yeah.
your pages. I'm like
Exactly.
literally gonna go unlike your page.
So you have to like our
I don't have
pages.
time for that.
Sweet
But-
Creations by Susie.
Yes.
You can find it.
Yeah, easy peasy. So go do that now, okay? While she announces what you're gonna win.
Well-
what are you gonna win? A brownie. A new car.
I wish. I'd keep it for myself.
True.
I need a car.
True. A taxi
Well-
cab ride? No.
Well, I don't know if many of you know, but I do teach under my sister brand. I don't know if that's a real word. Sweet Creations by
Sure.
Susie University.
Mhm.
So the giveaway is a free private class, either Periscope or if you want to come to my house, hey, we can hang out.
And if they don't want it, me and John are coming over.
No,
Absolutely.
But-
I know John won no matter what.
You're
so
bringing
he
cannoli
won
cream,
one
right?
already.
Yes, ma'am.
No problem.
Danielle, I love you so much, my dear, but you won like two of the biggest prizes.
She did.
You can try to win just so you can say, hey, I won anyway. But so whoever wins, whoever answers the question at the end of the broadcast, because you know how this works, we're gonna test you, pop quiz you, okay? So whoever answers the question after Danielle wins, right?
Yeah, no
That's
problem,
basically
no
gonna be
problem.
it, right?
Don't worry, I think of something for you, Danielle.
Yeah.
If you answer first.
Ooh.
So if she
are you-
answers first.
So you're trying to say
It's just a little bonus for her because I love her.
Oh, okay. So,
But she
so
has to answer
Danielle,
first.
you basically have your own contest, chica. Okay. So Danielle, this is how awesome you're liked. I don't know why, but apparently, if you are the first to answer, she has some prize for you.
She got some fast fingers. I
Yeah.
tried to ring the your girlfriend the chunky chipmunk.
Yes.
She
forget-
beat me.
She's crazy. I don't understand. Sticky fingers. She's a millennial.
Yes.
She does it with like one finger, half a finger, I think. I don't know. So if Danielle answers the question, you have a separate prize for
Yeah,
her.
I'll think of something.
That's not on me. Don't blame Kickers Chat. That's her rules. Okay? And then the giveaways for everybody else, right?
Yes.
Okay, Danielle, we love you too, but it's not about you now. So let's move on.
All right. Yes. Let's move on. So I get the request. I quote. And the way I usually quote is depending on the theme and the picture of inspiration. If I see that it's like an average cake that I could just not that I could whip out because I love to take my time, but something that's not so complex, I give them my quote of an average price. So, and everyone should already have at least an idea of your average price, and it should factor
So you
everything. I categorize by the theme and the picture of inspiration and how much
Interesting.
detail.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what she's saying is she takes her cakes in general, so when she receives it and while she's reading through whatever the
Right,
client wants,
right.
she'll say already
Yeah.
categorizing to herself, well, this is going to be an average cake, or no, this is going to be a super detailed
Right.
cake, or this is going to be an easy peasy.
So I have three categories. I have average, which is most of my cakes are. Because I don't do
Average.
nothing simple. I can't. I don't know why.
The Susie average.
Yeah,
These are her
sorry.
categories, remember, okay?
gosh.
So Susie average, which means there's probably butterflies, wings, and glitter everywhere.
No disco dust.
No disco dust.
And then I have the more detailed oriented category. And then I have my sculpted category.
Like,
I could tell them my quote right away.
oh, neat. Right away.
Yeah, I tell them what I think right away because I don't want them to wait. I don't want
That's
to
your
say
experience.
It's with experience and time. Yes.
It's your experience,
Yes.
right?
I already know. I look at the cake. I already know. Okay, that's a $5 cake or $8 cake or $10 cake.
So basically, you have your price list in your head before you. Okay.
But in order for you to have that, you have to make your own analysis. What your expenses are, your labor, all the administrative labor. You have to remember that. Delivery and cake toppers are extra, but everything else is included in my quote.
Okay.
So the next step is if they are interested. And usually I could get a nice vibe from them.
Bonnie has a good question, and I'm
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you, but this
No
is a good one.
problem.
She says, how do you nicely tell people that you do not replicate someone's work?
I was just getting there. You have to be honest. You have to say, I see your, that's why I call, when they send me pictures, I call them pictures of inspiration. And literally they are for my inspiration. And
right.
if someone says, Susie, I love this cake, I love that cake, and I'll tell them items do you really love about this cake? Because I would love to put my own creativity in it. It's my goal to make it better. I want them to look at the cake and say, wow, you really, I didn't expect this. That's my goal. It's for my own satisfaction because I truly love what I do and I want them to be happy.
So basically, you're trying to say, I love your idea.
Yes, but
I love your idea.
Let me
let me make it unique to you.
Definitely.
Right?
And I always say, you don't want the same cake. Someone else had that cake. Make it yours.
She's got the
Make it
right
yours.
verbiage right there. That's exactly it. That's exactly what you should be telling.
Good.
Okay.
So
what's the next thing?
So the next step is finalizing the details. If the customer is interested, then you start talking details. How many servings do they want?
Sketches.
I don't do sketches. And the reason why is because they already provided me some type of inspiration. Some people just say do whatever you want, which I love. And another reason why is if they receive a sketch from me and I'm in front of the cake and I know what I'm going to do, I have the idea, but then it doesn't look right. Let me change it. Let me do this instead. It's the artist in me, If it doesn't look right, you're going to change it. And I'm not, and they know that I repress that artistic freedom, so that's just part of me.
I think that's something really big that you should have into your paperwork is that you do have artistic freedom. We are artists, and these are edible pieces of artwork.
Right. The main thing is be honest with the client. You have to tell them, I really love what I do. I really want this cake to be beautiful for you. If you don't mind, I would like to put a little of my own touch. That's it. That's perfectly said.
I mean, you didn't say anything wrong.
Yeah.
You didn't turn me off.
No.
You're telling me, hey, I want to make it different. It's catered to you, not 100 other occasions.
There's
right?
times that a customer will send me a picture of inspiration, and I'm like, in my head, wow.
We've all had that.
But I already gave them the quote. They already know. And then that's when payment and deposit and retainer information sends their deposit. Everyone works hard for their money, Cakes, custom cakes, they're not cheap. We want
A sensitive issue.
it's a sensitive issue,
You're asking people for money, and
And it's not. It's a lot. It's a lot. And some people are like, wow, I didn't expect it to be this much. So and that's when okay, maybe a smaller cake. I try and help them out as much as I can. But you still have to respect their money. So it's not refundable, and most people once they send a deposit,
They're committed.
They're committed, and I actually have that in my contract.
I am actually very curious, and now you're going to talk about payment. When do you ask for your last payment? And I'm still interested on that whole sketching part. How many people actually sketch for their clients? And how many people commit to their sketches? Personally, I've tried to do it on big cakes and do the sketches. My drawing capabilities ain't.
Sketching is a good thing if you feel it in your comfort zone. If you're comfortable with sketching,
I can't commit.
then go with
That's my
it.
problem.
Yeah.
I commit when it's in front of me.
Yes.
That's my sketching. I'm
Everyone's
like,
different,
today I'm in a yellow mood. We're gonna go for yellow ribbons, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's just
exactly.
a lot of this stuff is from feel. But some people do sketch. Of course, Danielle sketches because she's perfect in every way. She's like Mary Poppins. Hi, Carmen. Hi. Okay, what's going on? My customers will not book me without a sketch. Really, Charlie? Well, maybe they expect more from you. Maybe they just want a keepsake. Why do you think that is? Is it because they're more high-end cakes? I'd love to know.
Yeah. That's
Interesting.
I have a client of mine. She's booked a few sweet tables of mine.
Okay.
And there are customers that are control freaks.
Always.
So you may have a
You're in a
client
service
that's a control
industry.
freak. So
You're in a
you
service
know,
industry.
Yes. So it could be that.
Do you work with brides or moms for sweet 16s or quinceañeras?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Right?
Well, that's when I tell them, let me make it more beautiful.
That's it.
And
you have to work with them.
and it's customer service.
We're in a
It really
service
is.
industry.
You
so
have to make them special. You have to make the cake special, and that it's an intimate.
It is
Yes, it's very intimate. So you have to make them feel special, make them feel involved in a way, you know.
Absolutely.
I always encourage, I love to, you know, give them lots of words of encouragement for the cake, and I get excited. All my cakes, I get super excited.
I mean, I treat my customers like they are my family, really.
Absolutely.
They're my family, and they're not really customers. They're actually people who are within
Yeah.
my circle anyway,
Yeah.
because I'm still just basically a hobbyist. So I literally watch children grow up from
Yes.
first being born, from the shower to them going to high
I've had
school. It's
many
like,
clients where I have one client in specific. She graduated college. I did her college graduation cake, her engagement cake, her bridal shower cake, her wedding cake, and her christening cake for her son, and 2 birthdays so far.
wow.
Every time she texts me, I just like, my heart just, it feels so good. It's such
I
an
completely-
honor. It's an honor.
I
to do these
completely
things.
relate. Susie, I
Yes.
completely relate. I don't know if I've already repeated this story, but I love it. I got an email, and I was checking my emails in the phone while my husband was driving, and I started screaming and crying. I was like, what's the matter? What's wrong? I was like, my client's pregnant.
Oh, I know.
I'm so happy for her.
You are part of their lives.
Yeah, and I had to do a dreidel reveal.
They,
So,
they you know, this, what we do, we are invited into their
we're
lives.
involved. We're part of their family,
Yes.
whether we like it or not.
Yes.
Our hands, our artistry is
Yes.
there, invited at the party.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, sorry,
feels
total
so
segue.
good.
We're very emotional. It's
It's an emotional.
it's an emotional
you know,
industry,
what we
right?
do, yeah.
You're dealing with an emotional time with brides and babies and christenings. It's all driven by that, right?
Exactly.
So that's why again, this is a service industry. And that's what
Yes.
we're here for. We're not just
Mhm.
buying a pair of jeans.
No.
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, what do people go to these parties for? Let me see the cake.
Final designs, color scheme, cake flavors, treat flavors. If you're gonna do like cake pops and cupcakes, I know you hate, cake pops.
I just
but
don't enjoy making them.
I
That's
know.
it.
That's
That's
okay.
fine.
And then of course you need the client's name.
Right.
And oh, there's another thing I forgot to say. A lot of people text you and they don't even say their name. So the first thing I say, they could talk, they send me lots of information. First thing I say is, hello, how are you? What's your name? Just very kindly, I know it's a big pet peeve for many of us, but
Makes
treat them
sense.
with
I need your
kindness,
name.
and they forget.
No, we all do. We're in a rush.
You know,
We
so-
don't speak in complete sentences anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no uppercase, lowercase situation. We
Yeah.
speak in emojis.
Yeah.
Lucky
So-
you don't just get a cake and a smile, and a dollar sign. How much?
So yes, so definitely get the customer's name, email address, and telephone number. So get that out the way on the quote phone call. That way you don't have to call them back, oh, what's your email again? Or what's this again? So get that out the way.
Okay.
Okay?
So
And then, well, we already spoke about the copycat.
I'm interested to know, when do you collect your final payment? Because some people are
Oh,
asking
okay.
for
So-
half up front, half when at pickup. What do you guys do?
Well, what I require is half deposit, retainer. And I usually send out the invoice between 1 to 2 days after we speak. Most people will send the deposit right away because they want to book me, and in my, in my policies, without the payment, I'm not booked. You're not
How do you
booked. So,
accept payment?
I use an invoice called Invoice to Go, and it has PayPal links.
Okay, invoice to go is something that she likes to use.
I love
Okay,
it. I love
and she
it.
has PayPal links. I'm repeating this because of
Yes.
Mike and compressor situation.
Yes, exactly. So my policy is half down, and 7 to 14 days prior to the event, pay the balance. There are situations where the client says, can I please pay you, the Thursday before. You gotta know the client. You gotta read them. There's some people I'm like, okay, no problem. If it's a small order, if it's a big one, usually they just pay it off, If I'm lucky, they pay it off in one shot, when I do send out the invoice, but you have to try and enforce that, but you always have little wiggle room.
Okay.
If they have, I always tell them, talk to me if you can't do it within the 14 days.
Okay. So
Open communication.
You like it if it's a new client. You like it 14 days before the due date.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If it's somebody you might know or somebody who's a special client,
Like a week.
you can wait, but just
Yeah.
let me know.
Exactly. I always say, just talk to me, Don't avoid it, I don't want to chase you. Not that I don't have the time, I don't think it's professional. However, I do have within my invoice to go, I have reminders going out.
Okay,
So,
reminders. How many of
yes.
you guys send out reminders? 2 weeks. 2 weeks is 2 weeks average in here?
Yeah, 2 weeks is pretty safe.
Okay, pretty good.
Awesome.
Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that you guys are doing the right thing. That's fantastic. And those of you who are silently standing back and just watching, take notes and just, you know what, you don't have to change overnight, but maybe, you know, little increments. This is just to make your life easier.
Right.
And your clients,
Definitely.
so you respect it as a professional, correct?
Exactly. And all this I'm saying is just with time that I just drew up my conclusions as to what
Experience.
rules I need. It's
Experience.
Yeah.
What works for you, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So, now what happens?
So,
we talked about payment. You
we
collected. You collected the.
Well, I prepare my invoice first before they send any payment. And the reason why is because I want an invoice to go out.
Right.
It has all my policies, cancellations, delivery, refundable deposits, you know, all that's within the email.
Okay.
And I send it out, and then they're able to send the deposit.
Okay, perfect. So now you have your deposit in house. Now what happens? It's a week before. It's the
well,
week
if
prep.
it's the week of.
It's the week of prep. You've already received your money. You're good to go. Now what
So
happens?
I do my normal. I shop. Well, when I receive the deposit, I usually do my shopping. If I have to order anything online, I get that out the way.
Out of the way.
A week before the event, I always go shopping for all the materials, you know, fondant. Well, I order that online. So I have to order online. I do it a little before.
Make sure you have your inventory in house.
Yes.
You do your bakes.
Yes,
You
exactly.
do your designs.
And plan ahead of time at all times. Make lists. My invoice to go, the way it's structured is I could have it in alphabetical order by client, by due date, and my due date is the event date. So I go in order of that, and I know what's next
In
in the same invoice.
in
I'll
that
show you how it is.
In that.
I could go back to all my invoices and see everything,
Oh,
and I leave them open.
that's
So in
neat.
other words, if a customer sends me a deposit, I reflect the deposit in that invoice. And then, you know, I send a new one out saying, this is, you know, an amended invoice reflecting your deposit, or if there's any changes, I add it inside the email.
Okay.
And then once they pay me, they're able to notify me through a link
Okay.
via the invoice to go. So I see the payment come in, I get the notification in. The only con that I have about this is it's not bakery or, you know, like you said, service related. The due date is the due date, but if it's paid in full, it would go directly to my closed invoice. And I
They
don't
would
want it
archive
closed
it or
yet.
whatever,
Right,
right.
it archives
Okay.
it. So what I do is when they do pay me in full, I leave $1 on the invoice just to have it
That's
open.
just a system
Yeah,
thing.
that's just
that has nothing to do with
yeah,
anything else.
exactly.
It's just a system thing. There are other systems out there that people prefer, and I've seen a bunch of them online called Cake Boss. They love
Yes.
Cake Boss. I personally haven't used it, but they love it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it is geared to bakers,
Right,
geared
awesome,
to that stuff,
awesome.
and you can actually break it down to their recipes too. So
Yes, yes.
you know how
This
much you're spending
invoice
per recipe.
also has like expenses. You can add your expenses to that particular invoice.
Would you call it like a QuickBooks kind of thing?
It's kinda.
So it's a regular business
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
it has
thing.
a little bit of
Okay.
everything.
You make it work for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy fancy tools as
No,
long as you use.
no.
You could use an Excel spreadsheet if you want to,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
or Word document, whatever it is that works for you. So Susie, we've been paid. We've been paid, and now
For the
it's
week
time.
of.
You're baked. You're done.
I
Now
bake
what?
pickups. I usually give them a time frame, and you have to because you don't want people come to your house at 7 o'clock when they said they're coming at.
So you give them a window.
I didn't know what.
If they don't show up during that window,
Well, what I do is I always ask them, one of my important questions, and I omitted it, sorry, is time start of the party. Because if the party starts at 7, and they want to pick up the cake at 9 in the morning, you're not waking me up at 9 in the morning. I don't believe, because not everyone has the space for 2-tier cakes.
right?
You know?
Right.
Or if it's a 3-tier cake, I always deliver an hour to an hour and a half prior to the event that starts. Just because that's just me. I want it to be nice and fresh and cold when it gets there, you know?
They want to know a little bit more about the invoice to go.
Okay,
Thank you
yeah.
guys. So invoice to go. They want to know how do you set up the invoice itself. Where, first of all, where do you get this program? Is it in your computer? Is it something you could download?
Actually, I found Invoice to Go just looking around on the internet, finding some kind of invoice that to help me out. And it was free at the time. It's still free, but it's on a limited basis.
Getting
So-
sick is not an option.
Yeah.
I was just laughing at that.
Okay. So I had it for a good year, and then I upgraded to when you have to start purchasing it. So I buy the $99 a year subscription. I'm able to make invoices on my iPad, and it syncs to my iPhone.
Oh, that's neat.
I could go online. If I don't have needs, I can just go on my account online on the computer.
Okay,
and-
so it can go
so
into
everything's
peripherals.
everything's synced together. Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yes.
I don't know about these. I don't know what the price is about Cake Boss or any of the other systems,
Right.
but like I said, use whatever works for you.
Right, exactly.
Use
I mean,
whatever
I
works for
made
you.
up a custom invoice. I mean, I don't know if you want to show it.
Sure. Do you guys want to see a custom invoice? It sounds good. Still, I know I'm still worried about the compressor. We really are running out of time here, but we want to show you real quick. Show them an invoice.
All right, sure.
And then you're gonna do the giveaway, right?
Yes. We'll finish up with delivery because I want to say a few things about
Yeah,
delivery.
absolutely.
And then that's it, really. But yeah,
Perfect.
let's show the invoice. So
I'm gonna square up. Keisha uses square up. I use paper too, Danielle. Okay, so I don't feel that bad. Can you guys see? Please let us know if you see.
So this is a
that's
sample
neat.
one.
Okay, so that is the screen that you see, and that's how you can create it.
Right. So
PayPal. Amy uses PayPal. Straight up. Okay.
So let me see.
Oh, see, I can see it here.
Oh, there
Sorry,
we go.
it's
This
just
is
a little
it.
backwards.
Okay. Oh, it's backwards.
It's okay,
Oh,
we can fix that later.
So let me just I'll show you the main preview of how it looks entirely. Maybe that'll help. But everything is you have custom spaces where you could put, you know, your cake prices, your treat prices, per serving invoice. This is a sample invoice of how invoice to go looks like.
You guys just bear with me.
Some details, what cake flavors.
They want you even closer.
Closer. Okay, go ahead. You can hold it and I
We'll
talk.
send you a screenshot of it, right?
Yeah, I can do that, definitely. So, you know, everything's there. Everything is there. The pricing, the details, the PayPal link is at the bottom. And then you actually could just click on the PayPal and it goes directly to PayPal. It's loading.
They want to know
But it'll come up. It'll come up.
Square Up an app on the phone.
Yeah, some people use a square up app.
Awesome. Okay, here it goes. So see, it goes
Yes,
directly
it's-
to
I think-
my PayPal.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
They're asking about the square up. From what I know, and Keisha, you could probably chime in on this since you know more. I believe it's a little square that you buy, right? And it's an app. Yeah. Perfect. That's another way. I mean, that's how you. There's a difference between invoicing. I don't even know if I'm getting a picture. But there's a difference between invoicing, right? Thanks. Just squeeze in here. So there's a difference between invoicing your client and contracting.
Yes.
Those are two different things in
Yeah.
quoting your client.
Yes, exactly.
They're all different.
steps.
They're all
steps.
different steps to getting to of the process.
Exactly.
Okay. So you wanted to say a couple more things about delivery?
Yeah, I just wanna you know, because I see a lot of people, you know, putting little questions and venting on our, you know, the Facebook groups. You know, I had this delivery and this happened. I think the best thing is to educate the client, especially if they're picking up. You know, they think cakes are indestructible. They're the most sensitive.
Oh my God, this summer was a nightmare for so many people, and we saw so
I know.
many.
I
so
took
many
off
bad-
August because of that.
No, I hear
I
you.
had to.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
want to go
impossible.
through the stress, and it pains me when a client calls you and say, "Oh my God, this happened to my
Especially for
cake."
deliveries, right? Like not deliveries, but pickups.
Pickups.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what do you
exactly.
advise?
So I always advise that you always have the cake. You take the cake. Don't just give it to the customer and have them put it on the floor. Unless it's a small cake, it's alright. If it's like a 2-tier cake, have them put it on leveled floor. You have SUV, even if they have a sedan, tell the passenger to get off, go at the back, and have the cake on
Are
the
you guys
floor.
listening?
It's so important because
No, I don't sit on the lap.
No,
How about if I put it in the baby seat? It's nice and secure. Good idea?
And no seatbelt.
No seatbelt? What?
People don't understand how delicate our kids are, and you have to let them know.
So
And I even have a disclosure in my
you do.
contract.
Tell me about that disclosure.
Yes.
That's important.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
I'll read it to you.
But like really loud.
Okay, really loud. Okay.
Right?
And it's very simple.
well, not in my ear.
I'm sorry. Let me just go back to my invoices. All right.
The lap is warm. Yes, the lap is warm, but also it's not level. And if whoever's driving slams on the brakes, you're just gonna have
Yeah.
dessert real quick.
So my disclosure is, please take note that once cake, sweet treats, and sweet table creations, because I also do sweet tables, have been delivered, assembled, and set up at the destination venue or picked up as contracted as per above instructions, Sweet Creations by Susie relinquishes responsibility to the client. If something should happen to the cake, please call me on my cell. And I have my cell
Is
number
that your
there.
real number?
That's my real number. Immediately for further instructions. If something happens, I'm gonna feel bad. I want
Absolutely.
to help them. You know, if I'm
Absolutely.
able to. So
It's just silly mistakes
Right.
after hours that you work to perfect it.
exactly.
To see two tears just slide across. It's just,
And then I also have, in addition, it is my goal to make my clients happy, and I will do my best to accommodate such occurrences. However, no promises can be made. Please initial here. So when they pick up the cake,
do you mind actually showing that to our guys here? Let's do a
course.
close up on that. Guys,
Can
do
you
a
show it?
screenshot of this. If you don't have this statement or something
or
close
something
to it.
similar, you know,
Is
it's
this your business number? Because it's now in public.
It's okay.
It's very
my
public.
phone number. It's my phone. You can call me anytime.
As long as it's for cake, people.
I mean, you know, it's
Thank
a
you,
matter
Jen.
of, I mean, it's not about you covering your butt. It really isn't. You want the customer to be happy. If something does happen, accidents happen, you want to assure them that you're there. Sometimes, you know, people do things to cakes. You know,
Yeah.
And I've heard stories, but you want to always give benefit of the doubt to your client. Because
Yeah,
it's
you-
your client.
It's your client,
client.
and at the end of the store, if you want them to come back, you don't go out there and belittle.
Exactly.
What did I tell you? Did I tell you not to put it in the baby seat? Did you refuse to listen to me? No.
I personally put the cake myself. I like to. Unless it's a
We've
client
had,
that.
we've had debates with clients. I've had debates, and I said, if it falls now, it's my fault.
Exactly.
If it falls now, it's my fault. Do me a favor.
And I have people, there's certain clients who want to be to your cake. Oh, no, I'm going to take it out. I cannot allow that. And they're like,
No,
why? I don't want to pay
no,
$20
no, no, no.
extra. I'm like, listen, I'd rather you have a great time at your party.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stress about the cake. Let me stress about the cake. That's
I agree.
my job until I
I
leave
agree.
you in good hands.
I had an icing smiles cake, and she wanted to pick it up. I said, no, no, no.
I had one too, but it was small, but it's okay.
It's either, you know
But
what?
it's your,
It's
know,
what you
you're
feel
so-
comfortable with.
You're so proud of what you do, and you know,
Only you can care for it like this.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
Susie,
So-
thank you so much for
Well,
being
I wanna say
so
one more
good.
thing.
Yes?
One more thing.
One more. 10 more
I
things.
have one more step after this whole process.
Okay, what do you do?
Follow up.
Follow
You have to
up.
follow up somehow.
Always follow up.
A simple text. Thank you, for the sweet opportunity.
How many of you follow up? Be honest.
And sometimes I don't even have to answer back. It's okay.
But most of the time they
but
do.
9 out of times they do, and they'll come back to you.
It's
That's
true.
what you want. You
It's
want.
just a little touch like, oh, she
you,
cared so
you
much.
have to care for your cake and for the client.
It's your client is number one, not the cake, really.
It's your family.
Exactly. Exactly. Susie, thank you so much for being so open. You guys, do you have any more questions for Susie? Susie has been so open with us. She has been so detail-oriented about your invoice. You know. Yeah,
My curse.
it's your curse. We love your curse. Thank you for cursing on us. I appreciate you guys watching.
Thank
You guys, if you love her, let me see some hearts. Okay? And I guess this is the moment that everybody's been waiting for, right?
Yes.
Do you have the question?
I have a question, but we didn't say anything about it.
Oh, well, then how the heck are they going to answer it?
Maybe someone knows me really well.
Oh, is that? Oh, you want to make it hard.
Maybe someone knows me really, really
Oh,
well.
so you have a target. You have a target.
I hinted it.
You hinted it.
Not today, but
Can
like,
I answer it?
yeah,
I could.
yeah, why not?
I don't know.
You ready?
It's like 9:15 at night, so
I
I'm
know,
gonna
I know.
shut down already. But
If you really know
oh,
me,
thank
and
you
you-
for the hearts. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Wait,
you.
I think John hearts too.
Yes.
We're bakers. We need a lot of love.
Exactly.
We're too insecure.
I know.
So, you want to whisper it to me? You know what? Do it. It's your show. Do it. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
What's the question?
My question is.
Now, sticky fingers. Whoever is ready to type away, get ready now. Pay attention. Keep your Google on the other side ready.
Alrighty. Who is my awesomest cake idol ever?
I think I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're gonna see the question.
I think it's John. He's my new cake idol.
He's my second. Not
Oh,
my first.
snap.
Sorry.
You heard that, John? Well, that's the last time she walks into this place, right? No cannolis for you. I get her cannolis, right, John?
Yes.
Yes.
Candy.
Anyone?
Somebody.
Danielle said it's me.
Candy. Me. Candy. Queen Bee.
Liz
No,
Moore.
I
Liz.
love her to death, but not her.
Von Ben Israel.
No.
No,
Keep it up, keep it up.
Ay, ay,
Can I
ay,
give-
this
can I
lady.
give another
Are we gonna
hint?
leave tonight? Well, no, don't give a hint. So let's keep on going.
Okay. It's a male.
It's a male.
It's a male.
Sure. Blue
John knows him. John knows who it is. Hi, Eva. I love you, Eva. No
Not
cake
cake
boss.
boss, not
Duff.
That's it. Jessica.
Jessica, you won. Woo!
Jessica. And okay, that's cool. I didn't know. I couldn't
He's
answer
the one
that.
who inspired me to start making
Duff.
cakes.
Duff is who inspired you.
I used to make cookies. It was just cookies. I was cookies by Susie. And I started seeing his Ace of Cakes, and I was like, I gotta do it.
If Duff can do it, I can do it. Or you were like, oh, that looks so cool. I'm gonna try it.
Everything.
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 That's amazing, Duff. If you're watching, she
Why
loves
would I met him. I'm going to see him again in October.
Where?
At the New York Food and Wine Festival.
Well, tell her I said hi.
That's how I remember the picture you took.
Yeah. That's my cake idol.
That's
I love
so
him. I love
awesome.
him.
Hey,
Yeah.
and congratulations. What did she win? Any choice?
A private class with me if you're local.
Oh, how lucky are they?
Yeah, if not,
Even John doesn't get
we
that.
could,
Nope.
no, he's gonna,
No, she
I
doesn't
don't.
have time for John.
so yeah, it could be a
But
private
John,
periscope
but John
or,
can Periscope,
yeah.
right? You can watch.
Yes.
And he's like, what's
But you know what?
Periscope?
If I love on sites. I love hands-on. So
Hands-on.
if you're able to, great. If not, we could periscope. You know, not a problem.
Perfect. I think we did it. John, come here. Your family. I don't know if we're all gonna squeeze in here, but
Don't worry, all you need is my face.
I'm so happy to be here. I met your family today. Friends today. And that's what Makers said. It's all about. It's about us all connecting.
Exactly.
And we're all peoples.
Yeah.
Right?
All peeps.
We all make, some people make cookies, some people make cakes, some people make bake pops for some unknown reason. Oh, I think it's a surprise for me. Want to open it up? Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I got you here. So it's just about because you always ask for treats.
Look who feeds me.
Yeah. And John's gonna feed you too.
Oh, I know he's gonna. Man, I was just gonna leave my wallet behind over here because it's senseless. I need something to. There's so much traffic on the way home. I need. Is it coconut?
A coquito cupcake.
I'm sorry, guys. That was totally unscripted. I'm shaking. Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
I learned what a coquito is through Susie.
It doesn't have rum. It doesn't. But you
What
but
point?
you can have it.
Where's the
I don't know
rum?
if you want to give it to your kid.
John, where do you keep the rum?
Lucky the doors are closed.
Look at that. Look at that. That's toasted coconut, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not gonna eat that on camera because that's just not right.
I hope you learned a lot of information, and you can always contact me if you need any help. You know, if you have my number, you can text me anytime. I mean, you saw my number on the screen. So
Right.
it's okay. You could call me.
And she
or
answers you back on
text
Friday
me.
anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you joining us, and sweet dreams.
Stay sweet, okay? Check you guys out next week.
Bye.
Bye.
And thank you, John.
John, thank you.
Anytime.
Come, John. You need more screen time, John. I love this guy. Look at his family.